Hey, the one thing someone told me about starting a business of my own that changed my business life forever, I'm going to tell you what that is. Stick around.
This is the Franchise Pitfalls and Profit Show. Each week, we bring you the challenges and triumphs of being in the franchise development and consulting business. The things you need to make money faster. And now your host, one of the most successful franchise developers in North America, Don Shin.
Hey, I wanted to share something that was really, really important to me personally, important to me professionally, important to me as a business owner. It's just inside of me, and I had to share it. I had to let it out and share it with you today. My good friend to this day, my first sales manager, who had himself successfully left the corporate world to start his own franchise business. He told me this when I was thinking about starting my own business, and it changed the way I do business forever. You want to hear it? Here goes. Tell everyone you know and meet what you do and what your new business venture is. This changed how I do business to this very day. I even teach this so that everybody in my circle of influence knows how to start their businesses, knows how to continually be successful in their business. This doesn't cost you a dime. I should probably say a quarter. We used to say a penny. Inflation. So this doesn't cost you anything, and it is very, very valuable. So let me give you some quick tips, if you will, and ways to actually do this, and ways to actually apply this and do so effectively. So the first thing I want to share is to write out what you want to say. And it's got to be clear, and it's got to make it easy to understand. And I say it's got to be brief because people, attention spans these days are short. And people like to hear themselves talk and not you talk. So make it concise, make it clear, make it understandable, make it brief. You can always expand on it. You can always answer questions if they do follow up with some questions. But to start out, what you want to say to people, to everybody that you meet, you want to make it clear, easy to understand, and you want to make it brief. For example, in our business, the franchise broker, the franchise advisor, the franchise coach, the career advisor, the franchise consultant. I often say what we do here in this profession is we are like the eHarmony for starting your own business. Boy, people immediately understand what that looks like. And of course, I can expand on that. So, again, write it out, make it clear, make it understandable. The second thing is practice it. I can't tell you how many times I have thought about that statement and other statements as I've created them over the years. But I practice it. I thought through, and again, writing it out allows me to read it, 50 times. Read it 100 times before you ever actually use it, because you want it to come out smoothly and you want it to come out clearly when the people hear what you're doing and what your venture is. The last thing you want to happen is for them to walk away confused. I don't really know what that person does. I think this even applies in things like our LinkedIn profiles, your resume. If you're still in the job market or you've created a resume, I don't know how many times I read people's descriptions on resumes, or I read people's descriptions in their LinkedIn profiles, and I go, I don't really know what that person did. I don't really understand what they are talking about. So again, practice it and be sure it comes across smoothly. Now, number three, when I mean tell everyone, I mean tell everyone. We never know who knows who. We never know when someone is going to come upon someone that could use your services, come upon someone that might be interested in your business. A great story out of a networking group. The legendary Ivan Meisner used to tell a story of about a a massage therapist who gave a multi-million-dollar lead to an IT company, and what it was all about was simply the massage therapist was in doing an in-home massage on an executive's wife when she overheard him on the phone ranting and raving about IT problems, and she said, "Well, I know someone that owns and runs a really good IT company. I'll refer you to that." If she had not known what that IT company did and didn't have a connection there, that person never would have gotten that multi-million-dollar deal to go in and solve this executive's company's problem. So when I mean tell everyone, and don't be salesy. This is, I think, a mistake I had made at times. Don't be salesy. You want to be informative. You want to share, but you don't want them to feel like you're trying to sell them your services. This is informative. This is simply letting them know what you do, and particularly if you're in a new career, a new business, what you're now doing. Okay, another thing is that people usually want to be helpful. So, particularly if you are starting a new business, this is a no cost way to start to spread the word about what you're doing now. If they know what you're doing, they can help you. It's called neuro linguistic programming. It basically, think of it like you have this radar that's on at all times, but most things go by us, go by our minds constantly until it blips on that radar of your mind. So what you're doing is you're creating this blip, so that now people, it's in their mind, and now when they hear something that could be a referral to you, or they could be an introduction to you, it's going to register and they'll take action on it. It's kind of like, did you ever have that favorite sports car that you always wanted, and it's you know exactly what it looks like. It's very descriptive. It's the new Corvette. It's a certain color. It's got certain wheels on it. And all of a sudden, as soon as you've defined it clearly in your mind, all of a sudden they're all over the place. Chevrolet must have just had a big sale, a big shipment into my area. No, that's just how the way the mind works. And so what you're doing when you're telling everybody, what you're actually doing is you're setting their, what we call their RAS, the reticular activating system. You're setting their radar to be consciously or subconsciously knowing what you do and learning what you do and wanting to help you. So we talked about writing out what you want to say. We talked about it being clear and concise. We talked about practicing it so that when you deliver it, it comes across well with confidence. We talked about tell everyone, meaning tell everyone. We talked about people wanting to help us and setting their RAS, setting their radar to be able to look for things that could be referrals to you, or them pointing people to you and your company. The fifth one I want to talk about is simply, and it's similar, and that is that I teach something called a friends and family launch of your career or your business or your profession. This is a very leveraged way to share what you're doing, and a very leveraged way of telling everybody what you're doing. This particular group, if you want to call it your friends and family, so to speak, they'll want to know what you're doing. They'll be inquisitive. They'll be curious. Again, they'll want to help you as well. They're a group of people that's smiling faces and excited for you and excited to see if they can be a part of you launching your business or helping you get started. So it can be done very, very simply, no cost or low cost. You can do a make it kind of a networking physical event after work, or you can do a Zoom call at lunchtime, whatever you feel comfortable with, but do it. This friends and family launch can, again, if in particular, if you're starting a new business, a new profession, a new career, this strategy in particular could be very, very powerful for you in the early stages of your startup. And then lastly, and this might be a point of contention, but honestly, all business owners have to present or sell. I hate to say there's that four-letter word, sell. A lot of business owners don't think that, or sometimes people who start businesses don't think about that. But the reality is, we all have to do that if we own our own businesses. It's our responsibility to be the biggest cheerleader, the biggest salesperson for our company. Even if you hire that out, you are still going to be put in the position and really responsible ultimately for the sales and the success of your company. But again, don't worry about sales. It can be as simply as telling everyone you know. So that's what I want to make that final point. Business owners have to present and sell, but it can be as simply as just telling everybody you know. So wrap it up. Starting a business, or if you've been in business for a while, be sure that everyone knows what you do by telling everyone you meet what you do.